Hi, 9 times out of 10, if you know me, you're like, oh my God, your eyebrows. And it's like, yeah, my usual response is, hey, every Saturday for 45 minutes, I sit there and I do my eyebrows. Well, maybe not for 45 minutes, but I'm going to teach you some of my tricks in order to get your brows to look right, because it's always like, well, how did you get that arch and how did you plan it on your face? So first things first, let me get my bangs out of the way. This is a 2-in-1, guys. Just twirl and pin. So what I'm going to do is take a marker to my face and teach you all my secrets. No, it's not going to take you 45 minutes because that's never my goal, and I don't know, ain't nobody got time for that. So here's your first guideline. So you want to just look at your face, essentially, and, if you have a round face, you want to make sure that your arches aren't too pointed, because then it'll, it'll bring more attention to that. So when you do, plan out your brows, just keep in mind that your facial structure is your key. Notice, you have bones. If you sit there and you touch your face, your brow bone here and your brow bone here, these things can affect where your arch will and won't be. So using my marker, because it's the only way I can think of in doing this correctly. So where should your brows essentially start? So here are your tear ducts, right? And you want to match the beginning of your brow to your tear duct. So here we go. So there's your line. There's your tear duct line. All right, that one's a little crooked. Whatever, I'm human. Then you want to plan, how thick should my brows be? So you want to think about the fact that naturally you're not going to grow your eyebrows to make this perfect arch. It's just not going to happen. So pinpoint. Okay, so my hair up top stops here and ends here underneath, right? So you want to just sit there and just point and just really get it situated. Then you want to say, well, okay, so if my brows, all right, that one's wrong. So if my brows stop in this general area, why wouldn't I have them be there? Because you want to have less maintenance. So if your brows are naturally thicker, keep them that way. Number one, your face is going to look awesome. And number two, you're going to stay youthful looking. And number three, it's less work. Simplicity is brilliance, my friends. So naturally, we know you're going to see your brow is going to go either up or down. You're going to base it on that. So your next guideline is, so here's my arch. So if I were to take my fun little tweezer and find my arch and align it to the bottom where you want your hair to end, right? So this is your general guide. If you're going to align it to the base of your beginning of your brow to here, somewhere in this range, my brow should end. Same kind of thing on the same side. So in this range, your brow should end. So being that you have, this is your guide, you want to fill in your hair, as much as you can. This one's a little sad. So you want to fill it in as much as you can with your own hair, because, why fill in your brows if you don't have to? Because, again, simplicity is brilliance. Whatever, that one doesn't want to work for me. Ta-da! Good enough. So you get the gist. Then next thing you want to know is I don't know what the technical term is for this, but your anti-tear ducts. So you want to plan and go up. You want to do a good 45-degree angle upwards. And somewhere in this general range, your brow should end. So you can kind of see where you're already deficient as far as hair goes. And you want to make sure that when you do your ends, it comes to a point. It's not it's not a block of hair that ends like that. No, not attractive. And then when planning your arch, always keep this area in particular in mind, because of the simple fact that, hey, I don't want to look like McDonald's. Me and Ronald, we cut that out in middle school. It's not happening anymore. So when you go through to do all these things, you have to really think about what's natural to you and what's really happening with your face, and to plan it. But you also don't want to look like this. A lot of people have that too thick of a brow, and it just looks insane. You look crazy. Don't do it. This is not attractive. Don't color in your brows and be brows on point. Wow. No. This is not your natural brow. We all know this. No. So keep it simple. Simplicity is brilliance. Do this, not that. Bye.